how do you see, maybe in Japan or in any other countries that you've traveled to, the governments and local organizations, local governments providing the infrastructure and the capacity for the younger generation and also just citizens to become engaged in politics, to, as you're saying, to watch their elected officials, and to be part of this process of government?
Well, that's another more difficult question to answer. Actually, there's two faces to the coin. Well, we assume that the active participation of the citizen is always good. Well, democracy is good, right? However, as you allow the older people to participate in the decision-making process, that means you have to take care of the many different kinds of interests at the same time.
Right.
Then we assume that when people discuss the matter among themselves, they will reach some kind of agreement.
Right.
Well, I hope they could. So, well, I don't think it's not it's a bad idea to encourage student the citizens,
Right.
the young ones, to participate. That's good. That's good. But at the same time, we have to learn how to reach the decision, the effective decision among ourselves. Well, there's two theories, of course, all the time. The more you engaged in a joint collective decision making, the more you will learn how to make decision.
Right.
That's a very optimistic idea about the decision making. Other idea is that will lead to chaos. Right. There has been actually a conflict between the two kind of theories. So I'm for active participation. You have a right to participate. You have a right to know what's going on behind the curtain, right? Well, the politician has no right to conceal any facts. But, well, I may sound very conservative, but do you want to live in a very transparent house? That's a question, right? Well, everybody now emphasize the transparency, right? Transparency.
Right.
You can see how the decision is made at every step of the decision making. Well, that sounds great. That sounds wow, democratic,
Right. Yeah.
right? But if it's very transparent, well, you can find somebody is doing this, doing that, and in a democratic society like the United States, you just cannot get rid of the differences in terms of influence, in terms of the power.
Right.
Some people exert more influence than you are, and then you see it. Oh my God, they are doing that. But how can you prevent them from doing that? This is a capitalist society. Well, so the problem comes back to this problem. How do you see the difference in economic power?
Right.
Right. Well, I don't have any answer to that. I have a preference, but people have to talk about this. Right. Not about socialism, not about liberalism, but how to manage. To what extent do you allow the people to earn more money than others? Right. To what extent you want equality among the people in terms of income? Right? Then this argument again comes back to the original issue of how we constitute that society, right? That's in the core of the democratic society. But have we talking about this? No, we are talking about the amount of the money you are getting, or amount of the money you are losing, and somebody get the job, somebody lost the job, right? But how we construct the society among ourselves, well, not very. Any politicians and political party are not talking about this, right? Well, look at the presidential campaign with Romney. Oh, I should say that. Well, I don't know, but Romney has been spending tons of money to make just the commercial messages, right? Then, well, many people have been influenced in their perceptions, right? Then, on the other hand, well, maybe the same with Obama. Obama, well, seems to be a different person, but he is also spending a huge amount of money to make a battle with it, right? The root question is whether you like Obama or Romney. Then what is the current situation of the United States society? Then what do you want? Right? If you don't have any agreement on that, basic principles here, well, useless talking about the difference of money you make, right? Well, it really depends on the person. If you're really rich, well, they say, oh my God, that's my talent, right? Why do we have to care about that? The more talented people will have more money. That's natural. That's the liberal society, right? Well, it should not be regulated by the government. So, it comes to the lack of regulation, more regulation.
Right.
But the root problem is how you really organize your society, right?
Yeah, I think that's a very interesting point, especially.
So, in that sense, if you were trying to, in college, citizens, young ones, to think about this, well, that's a really nice, really important, valuable, things to do.
I agree. Well, I know we have to wrap up, so I want to thank you very much for your time.
You are
I really
welcome.
appreciate
You are
you speaking
welcome.
with us.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.